How are you?
Good, how are you?
I didn't know if I was gonna beat the trash truck. I had to Dale Earnhardt it. Did you make $1 million yet today?
No.
No?
No, but you're here now.
I am. I'd like to be. I want to be the guy that puts you over the top, but you know, I gotta find the stuff. I'm looking for like older video game stuff. You have any like Nintendo, Super Nintendo? Any big boxes of Legos sitting in your basement?
Nope.
Free gold or silver today?
No.
No.
Free gold or silver. You're hilarious.
These cameras are cool. Belize.
Hello.
Good morning. How are you?
Fine, thanks. How are you?
Good. You have so much stuff out here.
4 families. Fine.
Oh cow.
I have baby clothes. I have,
Okay, I see tools. That's cool.
food, yeah.
Do you have video game stuff like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Wii, PlayStation, Sega?
No, I had only one little case.
Yeah? What's that? What is going on, people inside that internet machine? Welcome to this episode of the Pickups. Today is all about the garage sales, the yard sales, the tag sales, whatever you want to call them. Man, we had a pretty good run this weekend, so let's just jump right into it. Got these for $1 each. Here's my strategy on this one. It said sale opens at 9 a.m. Video games, Legos, vintage toys, no early bird sales. So I show up at 8:05 and I'm like, oh, I thought it started at 8. Am I early? Or I thought I was late. That's what I do, man. Checked out their big box of Legos. It was more Connects than it was Legos. So I was like, man, I'll just pass on that. Looked at the video game stuff. These were all $1. So $10. We got Alex Rider, Stormbreaker, whatever. Faceball, did not have that. Add that to the collection. Dead Heat Scramble, kind of looks like Off-Road or something like that. These games I have: Tetris, Alleyway, and Golf. There were a couple Game Gear games in there. We had Super Columns and Sonic Chaos. Then the best game in there, I think, for $1 was a Spyro Enter the Dragonfly for the PS2 complete. Very nice condition. I'll probably throw that up online for $10 and that pays for the entire lot. And then I saw this, it was $1. I was like, okay. He told me, he goes, it doesn't work. But still, a Sega Game Gear with a power cord. I was like, the power cable is going to be worth more than $1. It also came with Garfield Caught in the Act. And then it's got the 2 battery covers. So we'll part this out. There's somebody out there, I'm sure, that needs these battery covers. So we'll throw those up online. I'll figure out what those are worth. And then probably just junk the console or throw it in my broken console controller bin. In case MT Shark wants to try and fix it. It powers on, there's no sound, and the screen is like all messed up. But so yeah, first garage sale, $10. Alright, so we're traveling along and we stop at this garage sale and I recognize the house. It's actually the same house where I bought this Game Boy box and this Game Boy rechargeable battery pack. This was probably a couple years ago. And I stop and I'm talking to the lady and she'd said her son had died and she was selling all of his stuff, his comic books, fishing poles, all that stuff. And I was like, man, sorry to hear that, and I asked, I was like, do you have any old video game stuff that you want to sell? And she came out with this little tub. And for $8, we got everything in here for $8, which is a good deal. We got a lot of inserts and manuals for Atari games, registration cards, that kind of stuff. There are a couple really cool pieces in here. Most of it's standard stuff, computer programming for Hangman. There's some warranty cards and whatever. But there was a box for Blackjack for Atari 400 and 800. I'm not going to keep any of this stuff, so if anybody needs it. This was really cool. This was a Atari from 1982. Discover the world of Atari home computers catalog. Oh. Which I thought was really awesome. Just reminds me of those catalogs you used to get during Christmas time. You know, like the Sears catalog or the JCPenney's catalog. So it's got the games in there and information about the games, which is awesome. So I'll probably keep that because I think it's really cool. But the rest of the stuff, whatever. In there was an original Game Boy and a copy of Tetris, battery cover. Everything in there is super clean. And so I checked. The serial numbers on this Game Boy match the serial numbers on the back of that box, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be the Tetris game that came with that. So we'll get this bad boy back in that box, and we'll make it complete, you know, once again, and keep it in the collection and absolutely enjoy it. I have to explain my logic on this one. There was a community sale, and it was sort of a retirement community where they got condos and stuff, and pretty close to the house actually. And this was my thinking. It wasn't that long ago that the Wii was a very popular gaming console to use for senior citizens for physical therapy. You know, get them up off the couch, do the bowling thing and the tennis thing and the baseball and all that stuff. And so I went to this community sale and I thought, no, we're going to find some Wiis, we're going to find some Wii games, some Wii stuff. You know, and first garage sale we walked up to, this happened right here.
Old Super Nintendo, huh?
Yeah.
Oh. Got everything there. Alright.
We picked up a Super Nintendo lot for 25 bucks. It was hilarious because, you know, she said that this is hysterical. I got to tell my husband. I said I'm going to put this out, and he said nobody's going to want to buy that. And it was the first thing that she'd sold for that day. So Super Nintendo, 25 bucks. Came with the cords and 2 Super Nintendo controllers. Other than the Championship Gold yellowing on there, actually in really nice shape. Came with 4 games. I will be adding this one to the collection because I don't have it. It is Bubsy. I don't know why I'm adding that to the collection. Randomly like a $10 or $12 game though. Donkey Kong Country. Always good to have. Super Mario World. And Super Mario Kart. Always good to have copies of Super Mario Kart. So, next garage sale we hit up. I see these on the table. I'd gone to this garage sale too. But they are bags of Legos for $2. Like I said, I remember going to this sale the year before, and I remember seeing other bags of Legos, just like the gray bags of Legos. And I said, hey, I should have bought them last year, but I wasn't in my right mind. And I said, hey, do you have any other Lego stuff? And she says, yeah, we still have some from last year that didn't sell, unbelievably. So for another $2, we picked up this big bag of gray pieces, and then another big bag of gray pieces. So we got all those Legos right there for $8. I'm gonna say it's like maybe 6 pounds, 5 or 6 pounds, and at $8-9 a pound, you're looking at 40-45 bucks for $8 worth of Legos. So definitely excited to sell Legos. So when you go to a yard sale and you don't see what you want, you always got to ask, right? So I asked these people, I said, hey, do you have any old video game stuff, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, you know, whatever. And they're like, oh no, we don't have any of that stuff. So I'm like, okay. So I'm kind of like looking around, you know, taking one last little sweep, and I see a gray box. You know, like when you fold the top of the box, there's that little space in the middle. Well, I saw Nintendo gray. So I opened up the box, and this is what happened. How much are you asking for the Nintendo?
For that, 20.
20?
Yeah. With all the stuff. And everything. It's classic, it's what.
Oh.
I can do 20. Do you have any other Nintendo stuff? Do you have any like Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, Wii, DS, Game Boy, anything like that? No.
No.
No? Okay, I always
Just
ask.
on the PlayStation. And
Okay,
that's
cool.
it. Yeah. Yeah, this is working.
So they told me they didn't have any video games, but yet there's a Nintendo sitting there. I asked her what she wanted. She said 20 bucks. No problem. So for 20 bucks, we got a Nintendo. Actually, very nice condition. No bonus game. Came with 2 controllers, the cables, and a zapper. But inside the box was this little cool thing. I'm actually probably going to keep this. Most of the games I already have doubles of. And what was really cool is at the bottom of that box, I don't know if you guys saw it in the video, but there was a bunch of manuals. So we picked up the manuals for a bunch of these games. So we'll just go through these real quick. First one is Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game, with the manual. Dick Tracy. We've got Super Mario Bros. Duck Hunt with the manual. Did not have this one in the collection, I don't think, but it's Jaws with the manual. Good old Black Box Golf with the manual. Really underrated game right here. This is Adventures in the Magic Kingdom with the manual. I have a Let's Play on my channel if you care to watch it. We've got Top Gun Second Attack. There we go. With the manual. Good old TMNT. Super Spike V-Ball, which I think I've got the double card of that. We've got Bases Loaded, which we might just bundle with the console. And the last one in here is Top Gun. And that one came with the manual, and there's a Konami poster type insert. So 20 bucks, not a bad deal on that. There's a PS3 right there. It was sitting on the ground, and she couldn't really tell me if it worked. It didn't really have any games or anything for it. And I know those version 1s, which I'm actually looking for one of those because I've got the box and stuff for it. I didn't want to take a chance on it. I've got another PS3 sitting right over here in the game room that I got like 2 months ago that I still haven't even taken apart and tried to clean and fix. So I was like, I'll just take the Nintendo stuff for 20. Sometimes discretion is the better part of valor. So we'll just take the $20 Nintendo lot. We'll leave the unknown PS3 right there. Last sale. Walk up, they got kid stuff everywhere. I say, hey, you got any old video game stuff? Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64. Start naming the stuff off. And he immediately looks over at her and goes, it's your stuff. So at that point, guys, you need to take control of the situation. I know it's their house and their stuff, but if you want to get them to bring this stuff out of the house, you have to use your voice words, right? You got to use effective communication skills. So I immediately looked at her and I said, what do you got? What do you got in there? You hiding something good? And then you got to get them talking. So they don't just say, oh no, I don't want to sell it. Well, what do you got? Tell me what you got. I love that stuff, right? She said, well, I have my listen to the words she's using here. I have my childhood Super Nintendo stuff from when I was a kid, and I gave it to our kids to play, and they play it. I said, oh, that's cool. Do they have any games that maybe they don't play that you would be interested in selling? Again, we're not taking no for an answer. So she goes, well, we bought them the Super Nintendo Mini, and they don't really play the actual Super Nintendo anymore. They just play the Mini. Think of all the great games. Think of what she just said. Think of all the great games that are on the Super Nintendo Mini that she just said she has, but her kids don't play anymore. Let that sink in for a second. I'll wait. So then what's the move, right? Oh, okay, well, do you want to sell any of it? I mean, I could take a look at it, and see if there's anything in there. So then she looks at her husband and goes, yeah, just go downstairs. It's all in that green box that's sitting by the TV. So he goes in there, pulls all this stuff out. I said, what do you want for everything? Like, if I just bought everything? And she was like, I'm thinking like 150, 160. And I'm going, okay, maybe, because there's some good stuff in here. 27 games, a couple controllers, a Super Nintendo console. I don't know. Let me dig through here. So I dig through there, and he's like, well, I've seen the console and the games online sell for like $100. So So he's got a price in his mind, right? He's got this price in his mind that he saw online. So what I did was I looked through and I picked out the games that I wanted, and I said, hey, I'll give you $5 for these games, and that'll be $50. And then that leaves you, you know, 20, it leaves you 15 games and the console, and I'm sure you could get, you know, 100, 120 out of that, you know, so I'm giving you 50, that'd be 170, that's more than what you're asking. And he went, okay, yeah, that sounds cool. So I got 12 games for $5 each, but I actually paid $50. So it should be $60, but I paid $50. So we got them for whatever that works out to, $4.20 each or whatever. So here are the games that I'm going to need to sell to recoup my $50. Donkey Kong Country, Donkey Kong Country 2, Super Mario World, Super Mario All-Stars, and another copy of Super Mario Kart. I've got like 3 copies of Mario Kart, 3 copies. I got so many copies right now. I'm Nintendo cartridge rich. These are the games that I'm going to be adding to my collection. Now, you know, we'll talk about it in a different video. So basically what I did was I cherry picked the good games out of there and left them with the sports games, the Aladdins, the Lion Kings, the Star Wars game, you know, that kind of stuff, and just picked the very best games out of there. So when I saw this game, I actually recognized it, and I was like, holy crap, I can't believe I'm looking at this game right now. And that game, ladies and gentlemen, is Top Gear 3000, and great label on that, by the way, very nice. But I immediately recognized this as a more uncommon game or a more expensive game. That's what happens when you watch a lot of YouTube, man. You know, you watch all these top 5 obscure games and hidden gems and no one knew that game existed videos. And eventually you're going to learn something that's going to help you out in the field. And yeah, that was our day. Top Gear. This game, the Top Gear game sells for like $6. But the Top Gear 3000 still selling for $30 to $50. It's crazy. Which is awesome. You know, a lot of the newer guys out there that are hunting down games, they'll find their Marios and their Zeldas, but these are the type of games that they're going to overlook. So we'll add that to the collection for sure. Add a $30 game to the collection for $4. Doom. I actually really dig this cartridge, man. I've seen this before. I've never really held it in my hand, but that color red is pretty sweet. I like that. Game I've never seen before. Paladin's Quest. Yeah, a couple stickers on there, but nothing too crazy. Picked up ActRaiser when I bought that big box of $200 worth of Nintendo stuff. Here's ActRaiser 2. Very excited to add that to the collection. Here's an awesome game right here. The Lost Vikings. People love the Lost Vikings. I actually just picked that up for the Game Boy Advance not too long ago. Another game I'm on the fence about selling. Contra 3 Alien Wars. Nice label. Just got some Hollywood Video stickers on there and a sticker on the back label. I want to keep it. I'll probably end up keeping it, but again, it's on the Super Nintendo Mini and it's not a game that I play a lot. Here is a game that is on the Super Nintendo Mini. Final Fantasy 3. I have Final Fantasy 2. Did not have this one, so we want to add this to the collection, but I was watching a recent Radical Reggie video. Love Reggie, and he was saying, you know, if you got games that you don't play or you don't intend on playing, you know, go ahead and sell them and buy stuff that you want or have cash around, which is good advice. So I've been thinking about going through all of my turn-based RPG stuff and selling it off, except for like Wild Arms 2 maybe, because I love that game, and just keeping the cash around, you know, to buy a game that maybe I want, like a Space Megaforce or something like that. But I haven't decided on it. I haven't committed to it yet. It's sort of hard for me to commit to something like that when you don't have doubles. What do you guys think about that? That's going to do it for the yard sale pickups, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you guys on the next one. Take care of yourselves.